Imagine the adrenaline of a wild yacht party in Messina, brutally projected under the spotlights of Milan. This is the visual and thermal shock of Fausto Puglisi this season. Today I'm explaining why this collection is a historic turning point. It marks the authority of a house that is finally breaking free from surface-level bling to embrace a narrative luxury, one that is far more organic, almost primal. Stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to show you how Puglisi managed to hijack Roberto's sacred heritage to transform it into a wardrobe for living, a solar armor that makes no apologies. Hello my fellow fashion enthusiasts. Let's be real. The stakes for this show were colossal, almost overwhelming. This is the first runway since the passing of the founder, the man who, on his own, embodied the party, the excess, and the Italian dolce vita. But Puglisi didn't take the easy way out with a tearful tribute or a carbon copy. He acted as a true fashion screenwriter. To really grasp the soul of this collection, you have to visualize a very specific muse. Imagine a woman leaving an isolated cove in Sicily. Her skin is warmed by the Sirocco wind, her hair still stiff from the salt, but she carries the attitude of an absolute queen, a natural authority. By summoning icons like Maria Carla Bascono, Alec Weck, or Eva Herzegova to the runway, Puglisi isn't looking for collector's nostalgia. He's looking for incarnation. I find this approach brilliant because it restores a physical reality, a sweat, an existence to a brand that was at risk of becoming a caricature of itself. Now let's step into the lab because technically there is a surgical mutation happening right before our eyes. We are moving away from the rigid and restrictive spectacular toward a suppleness I describe as surgical. Honestly, the work on the crinkled fabrics and the braided rope details exudes an implacable authority. Here we aren't selling excessive marketing or logos. We're talking about textile expertise. Snake effect leathers of incredible fineness that move like silk, and mesh sarongs with the structure and drape of true tailored pieces. My argument is simple. Puglisi proves here that Cavalli can be credible in broad daylight, under a leaden sun, by offering a luxury that prioritizes freedom of movement over static pageantry. It's seaside tailoring, but with a haute couture precision that justifies every single stitch. But where the show shifts into a completely different dimension is when this coastal realism crashes against the demands of the grand evening. The transition is almost brutal. We leave the pristine whites and neutral tones to dive into photographic prints of electric sunsets and crashing waves that literally saturate the retina. The stroke of genius this season? The intelligence of stretch. Puglisi used expandable fabrics on red carpet silhouettes that we thought were condemned to rigidity. We see mermaid dresses that, instead of being fabric prisons, become fluid second skins. The climax is, of course, that magisterial finale with 7 exceptional evening gowns worn by runway legends. It's the apotheosis that validates the entire strategy. Puglisi has pulled off the feat of making sexy radically comfortable, without losing an ounce of visual power. That said, to be perfectly honest with you, this beach-ready pivot remains an extremely daring gamble. By simplifying the cuts, by trying to make Cavalli easy and everyday, it occasionally flirts with the limit of being too casual for a house whose DNA is rooted in opulence. I really wonder if this lack of architectural structure and this summer getaway vibe might lose part of the historic clientele. Those who come to Cavalli for the drama, for the pearl armor, for that too much side that never apologizes. Are we at risk of diluting the brand's volcanic soul into an elegance that's a bit too coastal and not subversive enough? In short, it's a magnificent lesson in character and stylistic resilience. Fausto Puglisi has managed to mourn the master, while injecting a modernity that the house cruelly lacked. It's a collection with blood, salt, and a clear vision of what sensuality should be in 2025. And you, what's your take on this solar luxury version of Cavalli? Is it the brilliant and necessary future of the brand, or a misstep that lacks spice and danger? Tell me everything in the comments. I want to read your thoughts. Thank you so much for your loyalty and your feedback. There are more and more of you here, and it means the world to me. We'll meet again very soon for the next breakdown. Until then, keep your eyes open and stay inspired.